Have you ever looked up at the night sky, feeling something stir within you? A memory, perhaps, a knowing that feels ancient and somehow familiar. There's a whisper in your soul that says we are more than what we appear to be, that the universe is not random, that consciousness itself has a purpose. In the sacred valleys of ancient India, thousands of years ago, there lived a sage named Vasishtha. As the story goes, Vasishtha would sit beneath the stars teaching his disciples about the nature of reality. The separateness you perceive, he would say, is the grandest illusion. For in truth, there is only one consciousness experiencing itself subjectively through countless forms. This teaching wasn't just philosophical musing. It was experiential knowledge, a direct perception of the underlying fabric of existence. What Vasishtha knew then is what many spiritual seekers are rediscovering today. There is a universal truth that transcends time, culture, and tradition. A truth so profound, so transformative that once you truly understand it, nothing in your life will ever be the same. This truth is known as the Law of One. And if you're walking a spiritual path, if you're seeking to understand your place in this vast cosmic dance, then this knowledge isn't just helpful, it's essential. In this video, we're going to explore the complete story of the Law of One, where it came from, who brought it forward, and most importantly, what it reveals about the nature of reality, consciousness, and your own divine purpose. By the end of our journey together, you'll understand why spiritual masters throughout history have pointed to this singular truth, and why embracing it now is more crucial than ever for your personal awakening and for our collective evolution. If you've ever wondered who you really are beyond your name, your body, your personal history, if you've ever felt that there must be more to existence than what meets the eye, then stay with me. Because what I'm about to share could be the missing piece that brings all of your spiritual seeking into perfect clarity. This is the Law of One, and it's time you knew the full story. Let us begin our journey where this modern understanding first took root. While the essence of the Law of One has been taught by spiritual traditions for millennia, its most detailed and comprehensive expression came through in our recent history, in circumstances both humble and extraordinary. In the early 1980s, in Louisville, Kentucky, a small group of dedicated researchers came together with a singular purpose: to understand the true nature of consciousness. This group consisted of Don Elkins, a former physics professor and airline pilot with a brilliant analytical mind, Carla Rueckert, a devoted Christian with natural psychic abilities, and Jim McCarty, a seeker who had been living a simple life in connection with nature. Together, they formed what became known as LL Research, a modest organization dedicated to exploring the frontiers of human potential and spiritual truth. Don had spent years researching the paranormal, conducting over 200 hypnotic regression sessions and studying UFO phenomena. Carla had been developing her abilities as a channel for spiritual messages. Their work was sincere, methodical, and driven by a pure desire to serve humanity by uncovering truth. They weren't looking for fame or to start a new religion. They were simply asking the big questions that humans have asked throughout time. Who are we? Why are we here? What is the nature of reality itself? On January 15, 1981, something remarkable occurred. During a routine meditation session, Carla entered a trance state, unlike any she had experienced before. Through her, a voice began to speak, identifying itself as Ra, a social memory complex, a unified consciousness composed of beings who had evolved far beyond our current understanding. What followed was one of the most extraordinary channeling events in recorded history. Over the next 4 years, in precisely 106 sessions, Ra communicated with the group, answering questions about the universe, consciousness, energy, history, and the spiritual path with remarkable consistency, depth, and wisdom. These sessions became known as the Ra material, or the Law of One series. The information didn't come through as prophecy or commandments. Instead, it came as responses to Don's carefully crafted questions, creating a unique dialogue between human inquiry and higher consciousness. Ra explained that they were from the sixth density of consciousness, a level of existence where the boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve into unity awareness. They were part of the Confederation of Planets in service to the Infinite Creator, a group of evolved beings dedicated to assisting planetary evolution when called upon. Ra had previously made contact with civilizations on Earth, most notably in ancient Egypt, where they attempted to teach the Law of One but found their message often distorted by those who sought power. This time, through this small research group, Ra intended to provide a more direct and undistorted message. They came not to be worshipped or to create a sensation, but simply to offer information to those who sought it, always honoring free will above all else. As Ra stated in their very first communication, "We have watched your group. We have been called to your group, for you have a need for the diversity of experiences in channeling, which go with a more intensive, or as you might call it, advanced approach to the system of studying the patterns of the illusions of your body, your mind, and your spirit, which you call seeking the truth." The Law of One material stands apart from many channeled texts in its intellectual rigor, its internal consistency, and its respect for the seeker's discernment. It doesn't ask for blind faith. It invites questioning, deep contemplation, and personal verification through lived experience. And at its heart is a message both simple and profound. All is one. The universe, consciousness itself, is a unified field in which we are not separate from each other, from nature, or from the divine source of all that is. Now that you understand a bit about how this teaching came to us in its most recent form, let's explore what the Law of One actually tells us about the nature of reality and why this understanding can completely transform your spiritual journey. The core principle of the Law of One is exactly what its name suggests. There is only one consciousness, one infinite intelligence, one creator experiencing itself through seemingly infinite expressions. As Ra puts it, the Law of One, though beyond the limitations of name, may be approximated by stating that all things are one, that there is no polarity, no right or wrong, no disharmony, but only identity. All is one, and that one is love, light, love, the infinite creator. This isn't just a poetic metaphor, according to Ra. It's the fundamental nature of reality itself. Beneath the apparent separation of you sitting there and me speaking to you, beyond the seeming boundaries between humans and animals, planets and stars, matter and energy, there exists a unified field of consciousness, an infinite intelligence that is the source and substance of all that exists. Think of it like this. Imagine the entire universe as an infinite ocean. Each of us appears as a distinct wave on that ocean, with our own form, movement, and expression. We may look separate from other waves. We might even crash against them sometimes. But in truth, we are all made of the same water. We are not separate from the ocean or from each other. We are the ocean expressing itself as waves. That's the essence of the Law of One. We are not just connected to each other and to the divine. We are expressions of the divine, manifestations of the one infinite consciousness exploring itself through apparently separate experiences. Now, if all is truly one, you might wonder why we experience separation at all. Why don't we naturally perceive this unity? Ra explains this through what they call distortions of the Law of One. The word distortion might sound negative, but in the Law of One, it simply means a bending or shaping of the perfect unity into different patterns or expressions. The first distortion is free will. The infinite creator established free will as the foundation of all experience, allowing consciousness to explore, to choose, to learn and grow through countless possibilities. Without free will, there would be no evolution of consciousness, no journey of return to awareness of unity. The second distortion is love, what Ra calls the creative principle or logos. Love is the focusing, the energizing force that moves free will into expression. It is the attractive force that draws experience toward awareness. The third distortion is light, the manifestation of love into form, energy, and what we experience as physical reality. Together, these three fundamental distortions, free will, love, and light, create the framework for all of existence, for what Ra calls the Octave of Densities. According to the Law of One, consciousness evolves through 8 major densities or frequencies of experience. Each density represents a different level of awareness, a different way of perceiving and interacting with reality. We currently exist in 3rd density, the density of self-awareness, of conscious choice. It's where we first become fully aware of ourselves as individuals and face the fundamental choice of our spiritual path, service to others or service to self. 1st density is the elemental world of earth, water, air, and fire, the basic building blocks of physical reality. 2nd density encompasses the plant and animal kingdoms, beings with growing awareness but not yet self-consciousness. 3rd density, where humanity currently resides, is the density of choice. Here, we become self-aware and must choose our path of evolution. 4th density is the density of love and understanding, where the illusion of separation begins to dissolve. 5th density is the density of wisdom, of balancing love with greater universal understanding. 6th density harmonizes love and wisdom into a unified perspective where the boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve completely. 7th density is the gateway to complete unification with the Creator, and the 8th density represents the octave, the return to complete unity and the beginning of a new cycle of creation. What makes this understanding so powerful is that it gives context to your life, your struggles, your questions, and your spiritual seeking. You are not a random collection of atoms experiencing a meaningless existence. You are consciousness itself on a journey through densities, evolving, growing, learning to remember your true nature as part of the one infinite Creator. Every experience you have, every relationship, every challenge, every moment of beauty or pain is part of this evolution. Ra calls these experiences catalysts for growth. Just as a catalyst in chemistry speeds up a reaction without being consumed by it, the catalysts in your life are designed to accelerate your spiritual evolution. Even the most difficult experiences can be profound teachers, helping you dissolve the illusion of separation and remember the unity that is your true nature. This is why the law of one resonates so deeply with spiritual seekers. It honors all paths while pointing to the common destination. It explains why meditation works, why service to others feels fulfilling, why love is the most powerful force in the universe. It brings coherence to spiritual practice by revealing the underlying principles that connect all authentic teachings. Now, let's talk about what's happening right now, at this moment in human history, and why understanding the law of one has never been more relevant for your personal journey and for our planet's evolution. According to the law of one, Earth is currently in a major transition period, moving from 3rd density to 4th density. Ra refers to this as the harvest, a time when souls who have sufficiently polarized towards service to others or service to self will graduate to 4th density experiences. This transition isn't just a theoretical concept, it's a literal shift in the vibrational frequency of our planet and its inhabitants. You might have noticed signs of this transition in your own life and in the world around you. Time seems to be accelerating. Old systems and beliefs are breaking down. People are awakening to deeper truths in unprecedented numbers. There's a growing awareness of unity consciousness alongside intense polarization. We're seeing both the best and the worst of humanity emerging, sometimes simultaneously. This planetary shift creates both challenge and opportunity. The challenge is that all unresolved issues, both personal and collective, are rising to the surface to be healed. Nothing can remain hidden in the increasing frequency of 4th density light. This is why we're seeing so much chaos and revelation in our world, so many long hidden truths coming to light. It can feel overwhelming, even frightening at times, but the opportunity is extraordinary. Right now, you have the chance to advance your soul's evolution more rapidly than at almost any other time. The intensifying energy is amplifying everything, making your thoughts, intentions, and actions as more powerful than ever before. Small steps toward love, forgiveness, truth, and service create ripple effects throughout the fabric of reality. Your personal awakening contributes directly to the planetary awakening. The law of one tells us that to graduate to 4th density, one must be at least 51% oriented towards service to others, toward seeing and honoring the Creator in all things. This doesn't mean being perfect. It means that your basic orientation, your foundational choice, is toward love rather than fear, toward unity rather than separation. Every time you choose compassion over judgment, cooperation over competition, forgiveness over resentment, you're moving toward that 51% and beyond. What's particularly beautiful about the law of one perspective is that it removes the anxiety from spiritual seeking. There's no rush, no urgency from the soul's perspective. Each being has infinite time and infinite opportunities to evolve. If you don't graduate in this cycle, you'll have other chances. The Creator's time is limitless. What matters is the authenticity of your seeking, the sincerity of your desire to know truth and to serve love. This brings us to the practical question, the one that matters most in your daily life. How do you live the law of one? How do you apply these cosmic principles to your human experience? Let me share some of the most powerful ways you can bring this wisdom into your everyday reality. First, begin to see yourself as part of the Creator, not separate from it. This doesn't mean inflating your ego, but rather recognizing your true nature. When you look in the mirror, try to see beyond the physical form to the infinite consciousness experiencing life through you. When you can truly see yourself as a sacred expression of the one infinite Creator, self-love becomes natural, self-judgment falls away, and your unique purpose clarifies. Second, practice seeing the Creator in others, especially those you find difficult. The person who cuts you off in traffic, the colleague who challenges you, the family member who triggers old wounds. Each is the Creator experiencing life from a different perspective. This doesn't mean you accept harmful behavior, but it does mean you can respond with compassion rather than reactivity, understanding that their actions come from their own level of awareness, their own place on the path. Third, cultivate a daily meditation practice. Ra emphasizes the importance of silent meditation for deepening your connection to the infinite Creator within. Even a few minutes of sitting in stillness each day helps dissolve the boundaries of the separate self and opens you to the universal consciousness that is your true nature. In silence, beyond thought, you can experience directly what words can only point to, the unity that underlies all existence. Fourth, align your actions with service to others. This doesn't mean neglecting your own needs or becoming a martyr. It means recognizing that in unity consciousness, serving others is serving yourself. Ask regularly, how can I be of service in this moment? How can I bring more love to this situation? Sometimes the greatest service is a kind word, a moment of presence, or simply holding space for another's process without trying to fix them. Fifth, work with Catalyst consciously. When challenges arise, ask what they're showing you, what they're helping you to heal or integrate. Ra teaches that nothing happens by accident. Every experience, especially the difficult ones, offers an opportunity for balancing, for growth, for moving toward greater wholeness. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Try asking, what is this showing me? What can I learn here? Sixth, honor your own path and timing. The law of one emphasizes that each soul's journey is perfectly tailored to their needs and level of awareness. There's no one-size-fits-all approach to awakening. Your path will look different from others, and that's exactly as it should be. Trust your inner guidance while remaining open to wisdom from many sources. Seventh, live with an awareness of infinity. Many of our fears and limitations come from forgetting the eternal nature of consciousness. When you remember that you are an infinite being having a temporary human experience, you can hold your challenges more lightly, take yourself less seriously, and engage with life more joyfully. You have all of eternity to evolve, to learn, to remember your oneness with the Creator. As you integrate these practices into your daily life, you'll likely notice subtle but profound shifts. Synchronicities may increase. Your intuition may sharpen. You might feel a growing sense of peace amid outer turbulence. Relationships may transform as you bring more presence and compassion to them. You may find yourself naturally drawing to you experiences and people that support your highest evolution. These are all signs that you're aligning more fully with the law of one, with the truth of unity consciousness. Now, I want to address something important. The Law of One isn't asking you to abandon your current spiritual path or religious tradition. In fact, Ra acknowledges the validity of all sincere paths that lead toward love and unity awareness. Whether you're Christian, Buddhist, Hindu, Jewish, Muslim, pagan, or follow no formal tradition at all, the Law of One can deepen your understanding of your chosen path rather than replacing it. Jesus' teaching to love your neighbor as yourself reflects the Law of One perfectly. The Buddhist concept of emptiness and interdependent origination points to the same truth. The Hindu declaration, Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, directly expresses unity consciousness. The Sufi experience of dissolving into divine love describes the journey toward density reunion. The indigenous understanding of interconnection with all life honors the same fundamental reality. The Law of One doesn't compete with these traditions. It illuminates their common source. It helps us see that beneath the different languages, symbols, and practices of the world's wisdom traditions flows the single truth of unity, expressed through the infinite creativity of the one Creator. This is why understanding the Law of One can be so valuable for every spiritual seeker. It provides a framework that encompasses all authentic paths while clarifying the underlying principles that make spiritual practices effective. It helps you discern what serves true growth from what reinforces separation. It reveals the cosmic context for your personal journey. As we approach the end of our exploration together, I want to emphasize something crucial. The Law of One isn't just a philosophical concept to be understood intellectually. It's a living truth to be experienced directly. Reading about unity consciousness isn't the same as experiencing it. Understanding the densities conceptually isn't the same as consciously evolving through them. The greatest invitation of the Law of One is to move beyond belief into knowing, beyond intellectual understanding into direct experience. Meditation, service, conscious processing of catalyst, heart-opening practices. These are the bridges from concept to reality. The more you live these principles, the more real they become, until one day the truth of unity isn't something you think about. It's something you know from the inside, as intimately as you know your own breath. And as you embark on or continue this journey of remembering who you truly are, know that you're not alone. Right now, millions of souls across the planet are awakening to this same truth. We are remembering together, supporting each other, creating fields of resonance that make it easier for others to awaken. Each person who recognizes their true nature as an expression of the infinite Creator strengthens the collective field of consciousness, making the truth of unity more accessible to all. This is how planetary transformation happens, not through force or fear or control, but through the quiet revolution of consciousness recognizing itself in all things. As each of us remembers our true nature, as each of us chooses love over fear, service over separation, the frequency of the entire planet rises. We become conscious participants in the birth of fourth density Earth, co-creators of a reality based on unity, compassion, and the recognition of the divine in all things. So as we close this exploration of the Law of One, I invite you to sit quietly for a moment after this video ends. Take a few deep breaths and feel into the truth of your being, beyond your name, beyond your story, beyond all the temporary aspects of your human experience. Feel the eternal consciousness that is your essence. Feel your connection to all life, to the earth beneath you, to the cosmos above you, to every being sharing this journey with you. This is the truth the Law of One points to. This is who you really are. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the heart of spiritual understanding. If you found value in this exploration, please share it with others who might benefit. And remember, in the words of Ra, the heart of your journey is each moment. Right here, right now, you are the one infinite Creator experiencing itself. And in that recognition lies the key to everything you've ever sought. Until next time, I honor the Creator in you, and I celebrate the magnificent journey we're all sharing together as we remember the truth of the Law of One. Stay centered in love, stay open to wisdom, and trust the unique unfolding of your awakening. May your path be blessed with joy, insight, and the peace that comes from knowing who you truly are.